Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to my fellow classmates and Madam HAWA. First of all, I would like to welcome you guys to our talk show where we discuss hot issue that happen in our beloved country. Let me start by saying a few words about my background and introduce our guests for today's show. My name is Muhammad Aiman Iman bin Azman, the host for our talk today. Without wasting any time, let's welcome our guests. For the first guest, we invite a really famous and professional debate contingent for IPG Temenggung Ibrahim, and everybody know about him. We got Mr. Najmi.
Hello, good morning to everyone. My name is Arif Najmi. People know me as Najmi. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Mr. Aiman for a moderator for today's show.
Okay, Mr. Najmi, welcome to our talk show. Next, she is well known for her absolute skills in writing documentaries and blog. We got Miss JIHAN. How are you feeling today, Miss JIHAN?
I'm fine today. Thank you for inviting me here.
Okay, lastly, the smartest and kindest person we have ever met, Miss FARZANA. How are you, Miss FARZANA?
I'm good. I appreciate the question. And how about you, Mr. Host?
Okay. Good. Okay, for your information, our topic for today's topic is about the effect of COVID-19 towards the education system in Malaysia. But before we proceed with our discussion, let's recap what is the biggest issue happened back then in 2020. Roll it.
We keep this love in a photograph. We made these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, our hearts are never broken, and time's forever frozen still. So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped jeans, holding me closer till our eyes meet. You won't ever be alone. Wait for me to come home.
Do you guys know about the detailed chronology about how COVID-19 pandemic started in our country?
Yes, I do know about it. Since as a topic will be our topic discussion today.
Let me share what actually happened at that time. As a Malaysia citizen, we should know on 25 January 2020, we have been receiving a shocking news where the first case arriving on Malaysian shores when a passenger from China was tested positive for the virus. And on 15 March 2020, Ministry of Health Malaysia states on their official website that there are 428 confirmed cases that relate to tabligh gathering. This issue has made all parents and citizens in Malaysia worried about their health and also their child's health. Next, on 16 March 2020, our Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin has made an official speech after discussing with the Cabinet who announced that Malaysia will undergo movement control order. I would like to remind that movement control order are restriction of all mass movement between states and also country. And all government and private schools will be closed, including public and private universities. On 18 March 2020, that is the day when the order started. We Malaysians call it as lockdown. Every students in Malaysia were asked to went back to their home and do an online learning. There are many speculation and issue regarding online learning that will be discussed today, whether in the point of view of a student, teacher, and also a parent, such as how the students, teachers, and parents are going to adapt with this new normal. We also have to remind ourselves about the people who live in urban areas where there are lack of facilities such as internet and devices. Let me start with our first guest. What do you think about the implication to our education system when the pandemic started? Mr. Najmi?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Mr. Aiman at the introduction about our topic today. For my uh, opinion, lockdown and social distancing measure due to the COVID-19 pandemic have led to closure of school, training institution, and higher education facilities in most countries. Moreover, education system and educators have been forced to adopt emergency education. Do you know what is emergency education? Emergency education is transition from traditional face-to-face learning pedagogies to remote virtual platform. Despite the challenges to both educators and the learners. On the other hand, the positive side about this pandemic to education system is accelerated the adoption of technology in education. For example, this has expanded their digital skill and opened up new avenue for teaching and learning. All the teachers around the world need to know how to use learning management system, or the short form is LMS. LMS platforms such as Google Classroom, Moodle, and Canva facilitate the organization of lesson plan, assignment submission, and communication with students. Even though all the teachers are struggling due to this new technology, but this new technology already expanded their digital skill and opened up new avenue for teaching and learning. In fact, due to COVID-19, Malaysia became the most used Google Classroom and other technology about e-learning. So, in this case, we can know that learning management system (LMS) is a good new way for teachers and students. Plus, in Berita Harian said article on 16 September 2023 that Malaysia is ahead of 51 other countries, including developed countries, using this Google Classroom and followed by Indonesia. This can show the real effort of teachers in Malaysia to teach their students during COVID-19 pandemic. This technology also can help teachers form a better relationship with their students and their colleagues. Plus, teachers explore new ways to deliver content, access learning, and create interactive and engage online lesson. For example, 84% of teachers report using the internet at least weekly to find content that will engage students. According to a computer study, 9 out of 10 students indicate that using technology in the classroom will help prepare them for the digital future. By teaching students skill like PowerPoint, teachers can help to set a student for a success. Introducing instruction technology in the classroom at a young age can help prepare students for future digital demand. I think that is my point to support positive side about education system and pandemic. We back to our moderator Aiman. Thank you.
Alright, thank you Mr. Najmi for your point. I agree with your point actually. And in my opinion, when Najmi said about the facilities, I would like to add some initiative that has been done by our government during the COVID-19 pandemic towards our education system in Malaysia. First of all, our government has strengthened the usage of education email such as e-Delima email. As you guys know, right? E-Delima email? Okay. E-Delima email can be used for okay. E-Delima email can be used for online learning. The email account were registered with students' real name and not their nickname. This initiative can open our young generation's mind about how to use technology in studying from a young age. Therefore, the teachers can trace all students easily by using an official email account. Next, Ministry of Education of Malaysia also has organised a television station that only broadcasts education content. Okay? for all subject for all type of ages. We call it Didik TV. All Malaysian can access this on TV3 and also TV9. Thus, many Malaysia can gain knowledge easily and at the same time entertain themselves automatically will produce young generation that not so addicted to social media. In this education show, the panel and teachers mostly are professional and well trained that will make this class more fun and interesting. Moreover, students will be happy while studying and make them love to study. Next, our government also has launched an SOP for every school and universities to follow, such as sanitizing all of the facilities such as the desk, the locker, the chair, and also everything else inside the school. And also, social distancing at any places inside the premise is required. As we all know, typical number of students in one classroom will be about 28 to 35 students, and that is so crowded, right? This initiative will provide a conducive and a clean environment towards students for them to study and focus without too much distraction because of sanitizing all of the things, and also there's not too much people in one class. What do you think, Mr. Han? Is it really give a good effect to our education system?
First and foremost, thank you to the host. Assalamualaikum and a good day I bid to all of you. Education is the gift that no one can take away. A famous quote that known by many, and it also motivates all students to study hard. As the world faces the pandemic Covid-19 that changed completely about the education system, and it's affected by many people including students. So the students have to learn in the new situation and environment, and that they're not very familiar about it. As the time goes by, they also get advantage from this online learning. So my first point about this advantage for this online learning is the student will be more advanced in digital literacy and technology skills. Students gain proficiency in using various digital tools and platforms for online classes, communication and collaboration. These technology skills are valuable in today's digital world, and it also can be applied to future educational purposes and career endeavors. Moreover, the student also can enhance their problem-solving ability. Online learning often requires students to troubleshoot some technical issues and adapt to different online platforms. So, these experiences can stimulate their problem-solving ability and adaptability to this new world and new situation. Other than that, they also have flexible learning environment. The shift to remote online learning allows students to learn at their own pace and in more flexible environment. So from this, they could create their comfortable study spaces at home and fix their schedule to suit their learning preferences, learning by their own self. Last, they also can self-directed learning. Remote learning has often required students to take more control over their learning, right? So this shift towards self-directed learning can empower students to take ownership of their education and pursue areas of interest independently. Lastly, they also have access to many resources. Online platforms offer access to a wide range of digital resources, including e-book, video, simulation, and online libraries, which were very, very helpful when physical libraries and resources were unavailable at the time. I think that's all for me. for this advantage.
Very thank you, Ms. Jihan. I would very agree with your point, and what you said is true actually. And that is true actually. And next, I will pass this topic to Ms. Farzana to explain about her point.
Give equal advantages to our education system from the perspective of parents. First and foremost, I concur with what Mr. Najmi and Ms. Jihan said regarding topic today. Here are a few of my viewpoints. The advantage of parents' opinion is that remote learning has increased their involvement in their children's education. They have involved in order to track their kids' academic progress, offer homework assistance, and better comprehend their kids' learning requirement. For instance, parents who are working late into the night tend to pay less attention to educational growth of their kids since they do not have time for them and consider employment as a means of providing for the family. Family, the Daily News report that 73% of working parents do not know their children since they depend on professional maid to watch over and care for them. However, also the government uses the order to stay at home. Parents spend more time with their kids and have greater understanding of their condition as a result of being unable to engage in their daily activity, encouragement their spare time. Additionally, parents encourage and support their children who are experiencing physical or mental challenges with online learning, which make it challenging for their children to understanding the subject matter that the teacher is teaching. In order for their children to practice in online lesson, they are held in accordance with the school day. Parents also exercise control over them at home. In this matter, even if they are remain home, parents still need to wake up their kids early for school. This is mentioned because a small number of kids do not want to take online lesson because they view the administration's instruction to stay at home as a holiday that permit them to complete any educational tasks. Finally, parents-teacher communication has made it easier for parents and teachers to communicate, to be informed about their children's development throughout COVID-19. Parents and instructors often communicate. This partnership may result in a more supportive and useful learning environment for kids, which may aid parents in giving their kids a deeper knowledge of subject they are studying. For instance, using Telegram or WhatsApp, parents and teachers may exchange phone numbers and discuss their children's development.
Very thank you, Ms. Farzana, for the absolutely good points that you have discussed. But when we continue to dig in our topics, there are some disadvantages due to these drastic changes in our education system. For your information, not all of these teachers and education are skilled in technology. Some of these teachers will struggle to adapt in this new technology system. Although the UNESCO organization on 2020 has suggested that teachers must be given immediate training to enable familiarization with online learning techniques involving content and pedagogical method. As a result, Many experienced teachers choose to retire earlier than normal working years. In addition, it will affect the students' studies when they cannot communicate and interact with their teachers properly. For example, for teachers that lack of tech skills, will often use platforms such as WhatsApp and Telegram to provide materials rather than using Google Meet. Other than that, the biggest issue on 2020 pandemic was the postpone of CJ Pelajaran Malaysia involving the students born in 2003. The SPM date was postponed to February 2021. The implication was the momentum of SPM candidates who fully prepared physically and mentally were dragged down by the extension of the exam. Many of the students lose momentum when they were too long at home and started to feel lazy to study. And I would like to ask Mr. Najmi, is there any bad effect towards our education system in the point of view a teacher?
Thank you, Mr. Aiman, about that topic. I believe that in this world have a negative and positive side. Apart from that, due to the COVID-19 also have a negative side to teachers, such as increasing teachers' workload. The transition to remote and hybrid learning often required teachers to invest more time and money and effort in creating online lessons, providing technical support to students, and adapting their teaching method, leading to an increased workload. Moreover, the pandemic introduced a significant amount of stress and anxiety for teachers. The fact is, in 2021, State of the US Teacher Survey, as many as 50% of teachers report burnout, while 27% said they will experience symptoms of depression. Moreover, previous studies have found that working from home using information and communication technology, the short form is ICT, can create feeling of tension and anxiety. To sum up, high level of AAD, burnout syndrome, and depression were the most prevalent disorder among teachers in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the literature, other than that, some of the teachers can easily explain topic in face-to-face education, but some of them have difficulty in explaining their topic in distant education. The obvious is that education cannot be productive without face-to-face education with students. To sum up, since the COVID-19 process is unexpected process, we are left behind the curriculum. Like Mr. Aiman said, the implication was the momentum of candidates who fully prepared physical and mental were dragged by the extension of the exam. Many of the students lose momentum when they were too long at home and start to feel lazy to study. I think that is from me. What about you, Mr. Aiman?
I think for your what have you said just now, I think everyone will agree with your statement, Mr. Najmi. Next, Ms. Jihan. According to what I have seen on media, there are about 21,000 students that did not complete their studies. What do you think of the statement, Ms. Jihan?
Yes, Aiman, I agree with you. Many students drop out of school because of online learning. Online learning presented challenges including difficulty in staying engaged, increased screen time, and the need for strong self-motivation and time management skills. So, these students struggle to adapt to this new situation, environment, and also new learning format. This student lack of access to technology. The digital divide became more pronounced during the pandemic, with many students lacking access to necessary devices such as computer, tablets, and mobile phone, and reliable internet connection. This inequality in access to technology disproportionately affected low-income and marginalized communities. And the most popular challenges is mental health crisis among adolescents as a result of social isolation and learning loss. The pandemic induced stress, isolation, and uncertainty took a toll on student mental health. Many experience anxiety, depression, and loneliness, which negatively impacted their ability to learn and concentrate in class. Other than that, students also lacks of face-to-face interaction. Online learning often lacks the in-person interaction that traditional classroom provide. This can lead to feeling of isolation and reduce opportunities for students to ask questions and engage in discussion with friends and teachers. Lastly, they also limited hands-on learning. Some subjects such as science and lab-based courses may be challenging to teach effectively in an online format, as they often require hands-on experiences that cannot be easily replicated virtually. I think that's the challenge for this online learning. To address these challenges, institutions such as universities, schools, and also Ministry of Education need to provide adequate support and resources to online learning. I think that's all from me.
Thank you, Ms. Jihan, for the explanation. You said about the mental health issue for students. I would actually, I actually can relate the mental health issue when one of my friends also struggling with that issue. And Ms. Farzana, from the parent side, are there any challenges for them due to this pandemic towards the education system?
Yes, there are some difficult for parents as a result of the pandemic. Parents must first and foremost ensure their children have access to adequate learning resources at home. Due to issue with communication device, their kids will struggle to learn and miss the teachings that the instructor explained. This partly due to the fact that some parents lose their career and that means of providing for their family. A total of 10,000 workers were fired from their families on November 2020 as a result of COVID-19 spread, according to Astro Awani 2020 news report. As a result, parents encountered difficulties when supplying tools like smartphones, laptops, and internet networks at home to attend to a children's learning process. As a result of the closing of school and the difficulties of online learning, parents now have extra obligators as at-home educator and childcare provider. Because parents now value instructor more than ever, juggling childcare and work have become a valuable alternative for parents with children who are homeschooled. Some parents experience helping with homeschooling has increased their respect for the teacher's job and importance of education. Technology user is another drawback because they must rely on technology for communication, entertainment, and education. Parents are unable to prevent their children from using mobile devices, which present both possibilities and difficulties for screen time management. For instance, using electronic device actively can lead to healthy issues, including such as eyes issues like homophobia and eye tiredness. Children who do not get enough sleep struggle to focus on their daily activities. In conclusion, there are other useful things we can learn, such as affect the mindset of students Education has changed drastically over the past year. A recent global student survey revealed that 11% of tertiary students in Malaysia who prefer online learning to providing face-to-face education if it means reasonable fees. An article trend is also relevant in other countries. That's all for me.
Thank you, Miss Fal. I actually can relate when my parents also struggling during and my online learning. And so, in a nutshell, the pandemic has strengthened ourselves on how to handle this kind of phenomenon when it happens again, highlighting both strength and also the weakness. We as a Malaysian must play our own role in making our country become better. Is there any last word you guys wanted to add?
I would like to encourage the young people out there by saying that as a student and children, we should be aware of our surroundings and prevent in the face of challenges and both physical and mental. In order to encourage our girls, I would also like to encourage all parents because success wouldn't come easy or without proposing anything. This relevant of my belief at this time is only that I appreciate the chance to speak about the topic subject today. I really grateful for this encouragement.
Mr. Aiman, I would like to add something and advice for students and the learners out there. We need to focus on our study. No matter if it seems impossible, no matter if it takes time, no matter if you have to up all night, just remember that the feeling of a success is the best thing in the entire world. Okay, that's all from me. What about Jihan?
I think all parties must work together to improve the challenge of online learning for better
Thank you to all our guests for today.
I think that's
But before we end our talk show, I would like to thank all of you, to my fellow classmates and also Madam HAWA for staying with us till the end. I hope we will meet again in another episode with different topic in next time. Bye guys.